excited to see where we go.
And with that, we are going to send things over to the podium where Cavs head coach Tyronn Lue is set to address the media.
What outlet you're with again.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
I got you, though. Hello, how you doing? Good. We ready, Todd? There you go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Just happy to be back. Very excited about, our new team, our new challenges. The things we've done off season has been, great. So I'm very excited just to be back. I'm glad you all can join us today. And we're going to open up for questions. And I'm pretty sure we're going to start with Joe Varden.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. We just heard that Isaiah Thomas, they're looking at maybe by the end of December that you can get him back. What does that mean to you to have that news that it sounds like you'll be able to count on him and incorporate him into the flow of things with plenty of time in the regular season?
Well, it's great news. Just seeing the way he's progressed, over the course of these last few weeks. And, anytime you implement a guy who was, I think 5th in MVP voting and, averaged 29 points a game, he's the all-star. So anytime you can get a guy like that back and, into your fold, it's a great opportunity. But I'm excited about our team, about our foundation that we already have in place. And then you add a guy like Derrick Rose, who's been a starter his whole career, a former MVP. So I just feel very confident that we can hold down the fort until Isaiah gets back.
Ty, Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. At this point in his career, do you view Derrick Rose as a starting caliber point guard on a championship team?
Yes, I do. I mean, he's 28 years old, so I know he's been around for a long time, and he's achieved a lot of things in his short career, being so young. But we really value what he can bring to this team. Seeing him last year in New York, where he averaged 18, 5, and 4. Top 3, I think, in guards as far as getting into the paint, 10 points in the paint. So coming to our team and the spacing that we have, the shooters that we have, I think it'd be great for him and give him a new start. And he's ready to go. He's very excited.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com again. You mentioned last year the challenges that you had when you got Kyle Korver of incorporating him in such a small amount of time because of the lack of practice and things like that. With Isaiah maybe coming back in December, January, whenever it may be, can you speak to the challenges that you're going to have with somebody like that, learning on the fly what he can and can't do?
I don't think it'll be a challenge. We've seen him the last couple of years in the playoffs, so he pretty much knows what we run. We're going to implement some things that he's very comfortable running. And, for Isaiah, I just told him I want him to come here. I want him to be aggressive, do what he does. And that's the great thing about our team. And when you come to our team, you're able to play how you can play and do what you do. And so we've already had a discussion. We want him to be aggressive, looking to score the basketball. And things won't change. So I think he'll be fine.
Tom Withers, Associated Press. Hey, Ty. I wouldn't call it necessarily complacency, but do you think your team this year is going to have it's going to be a different drive or a different hunger and urgency to them?
That's the goal. I think, last year, making it to the finals and coming up short, I think that's motivated our team. And as you can see, LeBron and JR and Trish and those guys, Kevin, they started working immediately, after the season, trying to get ready and get back, for another run at it. So I don't see us being complacent. I see us being, hungry and up for the challenge.
Ty, Scott Sargent, WFNY. To kind of piggyback off of Chris's question at Derrick being a 28-year-old starting caliber point guard, is he your starting point guard while IT is nursing to get back in December?
Yes, he will be. Greg, dynamic.
Greg Swartz, Bleacher Report. Coach, you're going from Kyrie, who was more of an isolation heavy player, to Derrick, and then Isaiah, who, their game's primarily driving, pick and roll like that. How does that change your overall offensive system going from Kyrie to these two new point guards?
It doesn't change a lot. Kyrie was dynamic in pick and rolls. Derrick Rose is dynamic in pick and rolls. And then, Isaiah, he's great in pick and rolls also. So it's a lot of similarities as far as when you have explosive guards who can create off the pick and roll and get anywhere they want on the floor. So it won't be too big of a difference as far as, in the pick and roll game.
Coach Ron Potesta, the Sports Animal 1390 in Youngstown. Talk about the importance of this day, given the fact that we had such a a turbulent and sometimes tumultuous off season?
Just great to be back, being healthy and, having our team come back healthy with some new pieces that I think that we incorporated that made our team a lot better. And so just excited to be here. It was a short summer, but anytime it's a short summer, it means you've done something positive. So we just want to continue to build off what we've done the last 3 years, and very excited to be back.
Emmett Golden, ESPN Cleveland. Ty, a lot of the guys that were added in the offseason are guys that you could say have chips on their shoulders or something to prove. How will that change or improve the team overall, just in their mindset going forward?
Well, when you get, guys like Jeff Green and Derrick Rose, guys who could have went to another team for more money, and they wanted to come here. They wanted a chance to, try to win a championship and be on a championship caliber team. So that just speaks a lot of their character and who they are as players. And they made a lot of money over their career, but now they want to win. And we're excited to have those guys and look forward to it.
Steve Ashburner, NBA.com. Some of those guys you mentioned are here short term and want to make good, so they can go on to big things next year. How are you going to deal with speculation that's obviously going to be brought up time and again by the media on LeBron?
Well, LeBron's the ultimate competitor, and we know his first thing, the biggest thing for him is to win. And his focus is on winning a championship, along with my focus and our team's focus. So as far as the speculation on everything else, I have nothing to do with that, but I just know he's the ultimate competitor, and we just focus on winning the championship.
Lauren Brill, Channel 5. This weekend and in this past week, sports and social issues and politics have continued to collide. LeBron James made some comments on social media. Where do you stand in terms of sports and athletes using their platform to voice political issues?
Well, for me, we had the same, talk last year. I support my team. I support my players. I support my team. And it's a freedom of speech. And as long as they're doing it in a positive way and they're not provoking violence or anything, I stand behind my team 100%. So that's how I feel about that, that moment.
Jeff Shudell, News Herald. I think you just said that these new players are going to make you better. In what way will they make you better?
It's going to make us better? Yeah. I mean, we have versatile players. I think, adding Derrick Rose, who can get into the paint, Jeff Green, who's a versatile guy, can play 3-4. You have Crowder, who can play 3-4. Isaiah, a guy who can get into the paint, score, gets to the free throw line. So I think we added some versatile players who can play multiple positions, and that will help us out offensively, yes. And then also defensively, too.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Ty, along the lines of Lauren's question, have you had conversations with the guys, or do you plan to have conversations with the guys about how you plan to protest, if at all?
No, we'll talk about it. We haven't addressed it yet because we haven't been around each other, but we'll talk about it at some point.
Ty, Nick Wilson, 92.3 The Fan. Obviously, last year there was a lot of talk about LeBron's minutes. Now you have a team chock full of new players. Do you guys have a plan on how to walk the line between getting LeBron the appropriate amount of rest and mixing everybody in?
Probably add a minute to his minutes. So probably 38.5. We'll see.
Ty, Kenny Rhoda, WHBC. When you look at this team as it's constituted right now, what do you like the most about it, and where is your biggest concern with the team right now?
No concerns right now, but I like that we can be versatile. Offensively and defensively, we can throw a lot of lineups on the floor. We want to go scoring, we want to go defense, we want to go both. I mean, we have the flexibility to do that now. So I'm very excited for all the pieces that we got. Kobe and Dan has done a great job of, putting together this team, and I'm just excited to coach them.
Dave McBrennan, ESPN. Ty, when you reflect on last year and not winning the championship as you did in 2016, what did you take from it? What did you do wrong, or what could you have done differently this year to put yourself in a better position to win it all?
I think, our main focus and main goal is just, being healthy, when the playoffs start, and hitting your stride at the right moment. And I thought last year we had some ups and downs, but we peaked at the right moment going into the playoffs, starting 10-0 and, getting our confidence back and getting back to playing Cavaliers basketball. So we went against a team last year. Golden State was a great team. They was a good team. And that's why this offseason we worked hard to try to assemble a team that, we thought that can compete with those guys. And, we're very excited what we did this summer.
Ty Lue, PJ Ziegler from Fox 8. This is probably the deepest team you've had since you've taken over as head coach. How does your coaching style change knowing that you have the depth now on this roster?
It doesn't change. We're still going to play the way we're capable of playing. What we do offensively is sharing the basketball, playing with pace. It's going to be some different combinations. It's going to take a while to figure out everyone who plays best with who. But for the most part, my style's not going to change.
Jason Lloyd, The Athletic. When you're looking at the Warriors specifically, how do you reason that you've closed the gap on them when you lose a player like Kyrie?
Well, they're a good team, but my focus is trying to get us back to that position. I'm not focused on Golden State. I'm really focused on us and how we can get better and how I could use all the guys we have. And if we're fortunate enough to meet Golden State at the end, meet each other again, it'd be great. But my focus is on our team right now.
Ty, Les Levine, Spectrum Sports. The West seems more balanced this year than it has in the past. Any thought more as to trying to attain the home court advantage when it's all said and done?
That's always your goal. But with the West getting better, teams getting better, I don't know. It's going to be tough. But we're fighting for home court. That's what you try to put yourself in position for. It's going to be a tough task, but we're going to work towards that goal. So it's going to be tough, but we're going to try to do it.
Jeremy James, ESPN 970. With the new schedule and starting a little bit earlier and getting the spacing out, how important is that to you, especially going through it, the old system as being an NBA vet?
It's starting early. I don't have a problem with that. So we'll just see. No more 4 games in 5 nights, which is big. I think it'll help our league out a lot. I'm trying to cut back on back-to-backs, which we weren't very great at, last 3 years. So hopefully they can help us out, as far as guys getting their rest, not playing as many games in a week. So we'll see how it works out.
How you doing, Coach? John Peck, WVKO, AM Radio, Columbus, Ohio. With the acquisition of the 2 speedy guards, do you think that you said you wanted to be more of a balanced team, but it seems like you would lean more towards a West Coast type offense? Do you foresee yourself being truly a balanced team or more of a, like I said, push offensive team?
We want to play fast. We want to play with pace and take advantage of our guys, get into the paint, get into the basket, take advantage of our shooters. So I've always preached playing with pace. That's when we're at our best, and trying to score early in the offense.
David Glazier from the News Herald and Morning Journal. One of the big 3 for the last 2 years is now elsewhere. Is it theoretically possible that the loss of Kyrie would open up more offense for Kevin Love, who, if you look at his numbers over his career, basically has given up 8 shots a game from his peak in Minnesota? Might the change in your offense benefit him in some way?
We'll see. On a nightly basis, it could change. Kevin's been great. I think one of only 3 or 4 guys that average a double-double, 20 and 10, or 20 and 12. And, he's going to flourish in the offense anyway. I think we're going to get him his touches, still establish Kevin early. But, with our offense, it changes on a nightly basis. It depends on who has the matchup, who has it going. So it's difficult to say.
That was Cavs head coach Tyronn Lue at the podium.